Hello! So you've just started Final Fantasy XIV, you've created your Warrior of Light, and now you're stuck on picking a job. You saw people playing some anime songs in Limsa, and you think to yourself, I want to do that. So you became a BARD. BARD is a really cool physical range DPS that uses a bow. This job finally got a really good change for Dawntrail, and some new abilities. So let's get into it. Let's start with your main weapon skills. Heavy Shot has a 20% chance of giving you Hawk's Eye. This will then let you use Straight Shot, a slightly stronger weapon skill. Since Straight Shot does more damage than Heavy Shot, you should try to press it anytime it comes up. Quick Knock is your cone AoE weapon skill that also has a 20% chance of giving you Hawk's Eye at level 25. Hawk's Eye will also allow you to use Wide Volley, another AoE weapon skill. Venomous Bite and Wind Bite are your damage overtime weapon skills that last for 45 seconds on your target. At level 56, you'll learn Iron Jaws, which will refresh the timer on both dots. So anytime you see your dots getting close to around 4 seconds, make sure to use this to refresh them before they fall off. At level 76, both your dot weapon skills and Iron Jaws will have a 35% chance of giving you Hawk's Eye. Moving on to your DPS abilities, Bloodletter is a single target attack that has 2 charges and shares a cooldown and charges with Rain of Death, an AoE attack. You'll get a third charge for both of these abilities at level 84. Sidewinder is a strong single target attack that you learn at level 60. Imperial Arrow is another single target attack that you learn at level 54. Onto Bard's songs, you learn your first song at level 30, which is Mage's Ballad. This song will increase the damage dealt for yourself and your party members by 1% for 45 seconds. Every 3 seconds during the song, there's an 80% chance to proc Repertoire. This will reduce the cooldown of both Bloodletter and Rain of Death by 7.5 seconds. You'll know if Repertoire procced if you see the song gauge flash for a second. During mages, you're going to want to be pressing Bloodletter or Rain of Death a lot, since you're going to be getting a lot of charges from the Repertoire procs. At level 40, you'll learn Army's Paean, your second song. This will increase the direct hit rate for yourself and your party members by 3% for 45 seconds. When Repertoire procs during armies, you'll gain a music note on your song gauge. Each music note will reduce your recast time and auto attack delay by 4%, meaning you can attack a lot faster. You can get only 4 music notes, meaning a maximum of 16%. At level 78, whenever you swap to another song after armies, you'll get Army's Muse for 10 seconds, which carries over the music notes to another song. If you let the full duration of armies run out, it'll give Army's Ethos, which stores the music notes until you use another song, which will switch it back to Muse for 10 seconds. At level 52, you'll learn the Wanderer's Minuet, your third and last song, which will increase the critical hit rate of yourself and your party members by 2% for 45 seconds. When Repertoire procs during Wanderers, it'll give you a stack of Pitch Perfect, which can then be used on the ability Pitch Perfect. To do an AoE attack, you can hold a maximum of 3 stacks of Pitch Perfect, and each one will increase the amount of damage Pitch Perfect will do when you use it. You should always wait for all 3 stacks of Pitch Perfect before you use it, so you can output the maximum amount of damage each time. When the song is about to run out, you should use up all the remaining stacks before you switch to another song, so none of it goes to waste. Something important I want to mention about your songs is that you don't need a target anymore to use them, you just need to be in combat. At level 68, Imperial Arrow will guarantee a proc repertoire for all of your songs, so make sure to use it all the time. This is especially important for Wanderers because it allows you to build up Pitch Perfect stacks really quickly. Just be careful to not use Imperial Arrow if you're at 3 stacks already. For the other songs, you can basically press it off cooldown. Just be mindful of your Bloodletter stacks for mages. At level 80, you'll learn Apex Arrow. Anytime Repertoire procs during any of your songs, your soul voice gauge will go up by 5. When your soul voice gauge reaches 20 or higher, you can use Apex Arrow, which is a lion AoE attack that gets stronger the more soul voice you have before using it. At level 86, anytime you use Apex Arrow when your soul voice gauge is 80 or higher, it'll switch to Blast Arrow, a really strong lion AoE attack. You're pretty much safe to use Apex Arrow as long as you have 80 or more on your gauge. However, you can also save it at 100 for the 2-minute buff window as well. Before we go on, if you're enjoying this video so far, I highly suggest you subscribe and leave a like, as it helps a lot. If you want to support me even further, you can hit the join button and become a member. I'm letting all my YouTube members vote on which guide I do next, plus early access to my complete Final Fantasy XIV series. Thanks so much for your support. Now, at level 90, you'll learn Radiant Finale. Anytime you use one of your songs, you'll gain their respective coda. When you use Radiant Finale, it'll use up the codas and give you a damage buff to yourself and your party members for 15 seconds. The more coda you had, the stronger the buff will be, up to a maximum of 6%. At level 100, whenever you use Radiant Finale, it'll change to Radiant Encore, which is a strong AoE weapon skill that does more damage the more coda you had. Raging Strikes will increase your damage dealt by 15% 10% for 20 seconds. Battle Voice will increase the direct hit rate for yourself and your party members by 20% for 20 seconds. Barrage will allow you to use Straight Shot and make it hit 3 times. For Wide Volley, it'll increase the potency of the weapon skill. At level 96, after using Barrage, it'll change to Resonant Arrow, which is a strong AoE weapon skill. Repelling Shot will make you jump 10 yalms behind you from your target. Even though the animation shows you shooting an arrow, this move does not do any damage. It just makes you jump back. The Warden's Paean is basically a Suna but for Bard. You can also apply this before being inflicted by an effect in order to not get affected by an effect for 30 seconds. This only applies to effects that can't be Asuna'd. You can also get this to another party member as well. Troubadour will reduce damage taken for yourself and your party members by 10% for 15 seconds. At level 98, this is increased to a 15% reduction. Trub is really good for mitigating raid-wide attacks that hurt the whole party, or for mitigating damaging mechanics. Nature's Min will increase HP recovery from healing actions by 15% for yourself and your party members for 15 seconds. Min is really good for helping your healers recover the party from a lot of damage. Overall though, I think Bard is pretty fun. I'm so glad they made the change for the songs to not need a target anymore, because it just makes the class a lot more manageable, especially in content where the boss can go untargetable. But yeah, that basically sums up Bard, so bye!